Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is a DT project for Polkadoodles and I made a canvas, I guess I can say. Anyways, I was inspired by a lady from YouTube and I don't know her name, but it's from the Facebook group Happy Birds Glitter Nest, and she has a tutorial, but it is pictures, so it's a written tutorial. And I thought it was absolutely beautiful what she made. She made a Christmas tree out of ruffled trim. At least I used ruffled trim. She used fabric, but hers was so beautiful that I wanted to recreate it. And here are some of the papers that you can get from the Winnie White Christmas collection, but I used just some of the images. But I wanted to share with you some of the papers that you can get in the collection. I will have that link in the description box as well as my coupon code. So now I would like to share with you my project. Here it is, you guys. And this project was so easy to make, you guys, that I actually have a process video on how to make it. And I hope you can watch and follow along with me and make one. And if you do, please let me know. So here I am giving you a closer look. Here is like a side view. It is quite dimensional. So the first thing I did was I added that snow, and that snow is not really snow. It is a spider web that I got from Walmart. Now these images are Polkadoodles, and you can see that they are so cute, you guys. The ruffled trim is of course from Hobby Lobby. I know a lot of you guys are very familiar with it, and it is just beautiful. I chose that color, but you will see in the video that I was deciding between that one, the pink one, and the white one. Now in the center I added this trim, and that also is from Hobby Lobby, and the beads are just from my stash. And then that star is actually a foam star, and I used that glitterific paint that a lot of you guys have been buying it from Hobby Lobby, and the one I got is in the color silver. And it is just so sparkly, as you can see. For the trunk of the tree, I used this piece of branch that I had in my front yard, and I thought it looked perfect. For the background of the canvas, I used this piece of paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I adhered it using Mod Podge. Now in the process video, you will see that when I added the Mod Podge and I turned over the canvas, it was super wrinkly, but once it dried, you can see that it is nice and smooth. And I have to tell you, I really thought I was going to have to stop the video, but then I thought, no, I'm just going to continue and just wing it, and let's see how that goes. So you can see that's what it's an actual canvas. That was the back of it. And a lot of people like to use that as a shadow box. I hope you continue watching and you can see how I put all of this together, and you can see how easy it was. Alright, so now on to the process video. I started off with an 8x10 piece of canvas, and here I am deciding which papers I'm going to use, what trims I want to use, what color goes well with what background. I had already decided on my image, so you can see that I'm just deciding on the colors and what I think looks good. Now originally my plan was to use the background that has the snowflakes with the pink trim. I just went with something else. Okay, so here I am adding Mod Podge. That's the very first thing I do, and it does look like a lot of it, but I do end up taking most of it off. I brush it off and I add it back onto the bottle, and here I am, you know, thinking, you know, I'm doing fine, I'm doing great, trying to smooth it out. But the minute I turn it over, you're going to see, I will admit, I kind of freaked out. I did stop the video for a few seconds, and I just, you know, at this point I was thinking I'm going to have to take it apart, start all over, use a different type of adhesive. And then I thought, no, I'm just going to continue. I'm going to try my best, smooth it out. I try to do everything. I did it with that really big bone folder. I turned it over, try to smooth it out, and I continued doing that for quite a bit. So while that, you know, is happening, I decide to trim off the excess off and, you know, think that maybe it'll magically smooth out, which it did at the end, as you can see. But you can see that it looks horrible. So I am just adhering the corners because I think I took too long and the Mod Podge had already kind of dried off. So yeah, I thought I was going to have to start all over, you guys, but I am so glad I didn't. I think it took about 10 minutes for the Mod Podge to finally set in, and I didn't even do anything. I just left it on the desk, and I don't know how, but it just smoothed out. So here I am just with a nail file. It is a nail file, but I do use this for my crafts, so I don't really use it for my nails. And I am just trying to smooth out the edges. Okay, so in the tutorial, I did see that the lady, she did a running stitch. So that is what I'm going to do. You don't have to do this part, but I wanted my trim to, you know, to have a little bit more dimension. So I wanted to gather it up. And so I cut it in pieces, and I didn't cut it off the spool until I thought it was, you know, the right length. So here you can see me with the second piece. That's going to be a little bit smaller than the bottom one. So I started from the bottom and I went, you know, I went up, going upward. And then after that, I'm going to do one more, which I guess I didn't get to record that. So when I'm doing these kind of projects, I kind of like to lay everything out first, and you will see me do that eventually. And I am showing you there that it is nice and smooth now. So I am adding that what's supposed to represent snow, and I'm just trimming off the excess and then just gluing the corners. So I'm going to lay the 3 pieces of the ruffled trim just to see what the tree is going to look like, and then I'm going to adhere it using hot glue, and then I'm going to add the star on the very top. So I decided to add this Winnie girl to the right side of the canvas, and this is some thick foam that I made some embellishments with. I made some shaker embellishments, and I'm using the leftover to add dimension to this image, and I will adhere that using hot glue. Now I'm going to add this beaded trim to the center of each of the 3 pieces of ruffled trim that I did. And I'm just, again, going to adhere it using some hot glue. So you can see that I took out this box of beads, but unfortunately, I was trying to look for some bigger round beads, but I couldn't find any. So I went with another stash of beads that I have, and I found the right size that I was really looking for because I wanted them to be bigger, because I wanted them to be quite visible on this tree. So I am adhering this Winnie girl using hot glue, and you can see all the pieces of foam that I used on the back of this image, and I wanted her to look like she is in the snow. So here I am adding the beads, and I only added white ones because I really wanted to keep the colors to a minimum. As you can see, I only added the white ones, and I have placed these other images on here, and I'm going to adhere them using, again, this dimensional foam. And remember, this is that thick foam that I used to make those shaker embellishments, and I didn't throw away the scraps so that I can use it on other projects such as this one. And it adds, you know, the perfect dimension, I think. So I'm going to continue doing that. I'm going to add dimensional foam to the back of the other 2 images. And I think I double layer both of them and then adhere it using hot glue. Now this is what I love about digital collections, you guys. That you can pretty much resize them any size you like. The Winnie girl that I used in this canvas, it is much larger than the original size, and so are the presents. The stacked of presents were like really small, and of course I made them bigger because I wanted them to be, you know, a right scale for this 8x10 canvas, and I think everything looks pretty well proportioned. And this little birdie, I think he is just so adorable. He has a present in his little hands. And that is pretty much it, you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you can see how easy it was to make this super cute canvas, which, like I said, I was inspired by a Facebook page called Glitter Happy Birds Glitter Nest. And you can see it that I am already displaying it in my house, and I love the way it looks. I think it's adorable. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check the description box for links. Bye everyone.